locked in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life, life. Give me a break, need another life.
The curtain raiser for the final tour of pre-season for the 24-25 football season. First on the docket, the FA Community Shield against the Manchester clubs is live next. So, welcome to the final part of the pre-season trophy haul. Well, this is the first part of it, really. We've got two games today, and kicking off this afternoon first is the matter of the Community Shield. The FA Cup winners, Manchester United, some would say, by the skin of their teeth, and Manchester City, the Premier League winners, more or less the same story after overcoming Arsenal on the final day. Manchester United, through this fixture, are here again. And I say through this fixture because this was exactly the stage at the FA Cup final with United taking on City. And here we are again for another Manchester derby. Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Hemwood, and we are here for the opening game of the season. And this isn't what I drew up when I took this position, commentating on my old team. As we take a look at the lineups, Andre Nana will start in goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the subject of much transfer speculation with Johnny Evans, Martinez, Luke Shaw. McTominay is also in that discussion. He's with Kobe Manu, Garnacho, Rashford and Fernandes. And they're behind Rasmus Højlund up top today. For Premier League winners and probably champions-elect, really, Ederson, of course, begins in goal with a back four of Costello and Ruben Diaz with John Stones and Kyle Walker. As a debut for Guido Rodriguez with Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, of course, either side of Erling Haaland. The scoring machine that has probably slowed down a little bit, but still able to get the goals when it counts. And, well, it is a tale of David versus Goliath here today. City are still the juggernaut, but Manchester United proved at the FA Cup final last season that they are still a force to be reckoned with. And not many changes to the squad thus far, although signings are in the works. There's rumours of Mansour and Manzraoui coming over, as well as Matic de Ligt, both from Bayern Munich, which could be a very huge surprise, and probably proof that Manchester United still have some pulling power in the transfer window, as Kevin De Bruyne puts a shot on the board early to make Andre Nana think a bit about that. We want to give Erik ten Hag some credit. He survived the hot seat all day in the FA Cup final. Numerous reports of how he will be sacked no matter what the result. But the fans spoke up as rumours are abound that an open letter was sent by the fans to the board requesting Ten Hag to stay. They feel that finally something is coming good and maybe they could have a point. Manchester City were expected to roll over City that day rather convincingly. That didn't happen. That's why football is played on the pitch, and we probably could expect a very fiery fixture here today. It may be pre-season tournament time, but the Community Shield is still something you want to win if you've not won it before, that is. Very much like some motor racing pinnacle races. The ones that haven't won it yet are the ones that don't really look upon it so much. Manchester United have won this kind of trophy some countless times, and as we said earlier, Guido Rodriguez looking to make his debut for City this afternoon. City's still got that power in the transfer window, although they do have very much a hearing to get to when it comes to that. But we're probably not going to hear an update on that for quite some time over the supposed financial fair play, kind of maybe rule breaching reaching over a decade. But let's be fair, City have also done their talking on the pitch for the last decade plus, and no one can take that away from them. I will try to be as impartial as possible during this fixture. As Wan-Bissaka, it's a good tackle there. So probably, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Scott McTominay, very much the talk of transfer news. Erling Haaland forcing a save out of Onana there. And that's a good take by him. Goes out to Garnacho. So Wan-Bissaka could be possibly going to West Ham, as par reports. Scott McTominay could end up in Italy. Very much Napoli coming on the board for him, which could be quite interesting. We'll have to watch this space over the next couple of weeks, as the transfer window will close earlier than in previous years due to a new regulation this season. Not that City be much more expanding on their team, but they do have a bit of an ageing squad perhaps. So maybe some younger talent would really suffice in that regard, although Jeremy Doku certainly fits the docket on that one. Well, Manchester United fans still hoping for some style of play to be implemented. That has been the struggle over the last season or so under Erik ten Hag. But the trophies are coming in, and well, it's one per season, but they all count. And the FA Cup is certainly much bigger than the League Cup, so to speak. Manchester United are used to that winning feeling. Phil Foden cuts inside. Oh, what a strike by Phil Foden! But unluckily for him, the woodwork denied Phil Foden an absolutely tremendous goal, and that would have been some start to the season for Manchester City. Phil Foden with a piece of almost 100% magic, except for the fact it didn't cross the line and count as a goal scored. Wan-Bissaka's come up a very long way here, and he's picked out Hoojland, but he's offside. I think he timed that almost to perfection, really, except he's offside, of course. But Wan-Bissaka, he travelled a long distance there. And I think the impending arrival of Mansouri could really spell maybe the end of Wan-Bissaka's time at Manchester United. That'd be very unfortunate. A great servant on Wan-Bissaka. Always got his head down, never complained. One of my former teammates, of course. The likes of Johnny Evans and Scott McTominay is a bit of a pill to swallow for me. McTominay and Wan-Bissaka, very good pals of mine over the course of later in my United career. That's a good kick by Onana, to be fair. The referee's looking to play advantage. There's Phil Foden. To corner to Haaland. Haaland's got into some space already. And on another day, he would have buried it. Not today. Not yet. Anyway. Well, he was somewhat pressured there by Johnny Evans and Martinez. So it probably counted for something. Onana came under his criticisms a lot last season. He made the very much like David De Gea in the old days. He made splendid saves, but not always when they should have really counted. But if Onana goes the same way as De Gea, then there'll be no complaints. If that's the trajectory it's on, we all know David De Gea became a superstar, really. Very much a legend here. So if that's the way Onana is going, I don't think there'll be any complaints in a couple of years' time. There's Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United very much against it as we approach the 20th minute of this first half. But finally there's some headway. Hoojland gets pushed, and the referee's ruled for offside instead. I don't think that would have been a penalty. It would have been really soft. Hoojland not really getting to the best position so far. And no, there's not really much in that. There's John Stones. I think that's the one thing Pep Guardiola and City will be worrying about. The age of the squad is getting up there a bit. But they are still, all of them, very much stunning footballers in their own right. Marcus Rashford went down, but no foul given there. This was a strange decision. I think he might have got the ball first on that one. It's a good header there by Kevin De Bruyne. Here's Phil Foden, always a problem, and he's caused already a problem for Luke Shaw. But Kobe Mainoo, very much right there. Garnacho Mainoo, of course, thriving under Erik ten Hag somewhat. Here is McTominay. Fernandes. Hojlund immediately pounced on by Ruben Diaz, and now Haaland here. But no one really up there to support him immediately, although he has received support in the way of Phil Foden. Marcus Rashford doing very well there with that tackle. Warren and Foden playing amongst themselves. Marcus Rashford getting in another tackle here. Kobe Mainoo unfortunately giving it away there to Kyle Walker. Mainoo to McTominay. It would be such a shame for Scott McTominay and Wan-Bissaka to be moved on, but maybe the signings of particular Manzouawi and maybe De Legit will count for a lot. Of course, Manchester United already not in the red, but they have been struggling. Well, we said they've been struggling financially over recent times because they have to comply with the financial fair play rules. Jack Grealish has done well here. And of course, with the brand new ownership shift, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in to oversee football operations at the very least, something Manchester United have probably needed for the last 2 years now. It's been very long overdue. Haaland's going to pick out Foden, but he picked out Shaw instead, and Foden scores. Well, Luke Shaw was caught napping there. We've got to be fair. You can't fall asleep on Phil Foden, because that's what will happen. And Manchester City take the lead. And, well, this is not Luke Shaw's finest moment. Picked off by Phil Foden rather easily. Evans comes across. It's too late, and Onana can't do much about it either. I think that all lies at the feet, unfortunately, of Luke Shaw. Phil Foden gives City the lead with half an hour played already. And, well, it could turn into a cricket score if we get more of that, as City have been on top in this first half hour. Certainly not against the run of play. Manchester United 0, City 1. And De Bruyne is already picking out Haaland, and now City are playing some pretty football. Here's Foden. Luke Shaw making amends for that mistake on that occasion. Well, if there's one thing Erik ten Hag and his man can't do here, it's panic. Plenty of time, and we still know Manchester United possess some of that legendary resiliency. And that's fallen a lot in recent years, but it's still there. Something you just can't teach. You either have it or you don't. And United have always had it in spades. Erling Haaland with a great save from Onana, and Wan-Bissaka puts it out for a corner. POV camera from, I think it's Hypervision this year. And there's a great look at what the corner taker will see before he walks up to the ball. Of course, it is the main man, Phil Foden, to take the corner. It's a wonderfully taken Rodriguez with a header, and he's wide. Well, the man with a debut goal almost, Rodriguez, towered above, I think that's Rashford. But direction was not as good as the effort to get there. And the resulting goal kick. And John Stones getting ahead of Fernandes there. De Bruyne. Will Wan-Bissaka get there? Yes, he will. Can he hold off Grealish? Yes, he can. Evans picks out Garnacho. Fernandes cut out there by Rodriguez. Here's Rodri. Garnacho has made a very good run down the right-hand side. Hojlund He's got past his man. Can he score? It's a good save by Edison. And finally, United get a chance on the book. Huijsen did wonderfully well, to be fair. He couldn't beat the goalkeeper. That's Fernandez to take this corner. And Coseo puts it out. One of the new men on board with Erik ten Hag this season, that's Joshua Zirkzee. Much expected of him as he comes on board. Part of a huge reinforcement push from United. That's almost Marcus Rashford coming down. There's Scott McTominay. Can't sign off, possibly, with a goal. And Fernandez, it's a beautiful ball. Garnacho has to make more of it. Oh, he didn't. He should have made much more of that, Garnacho. He might get an earful from Erik ten Hag on that one. Wonderfully done by Foden. And now De Bruyne and Haaland. And there's a mix-up. And Scott McTominay, proficient as ever. Garnacho loses it again. Manchester City certainly on top in this first half. That's weak from Martinez against Haaland. And he couldn't finish it off. And, well, Haaland, again, probably would have scored that on another day. Probably should have, you could argue. Absolutely powering past Martinez. Good header forward by John Stones, Grealish. I think United might need to spread out a little bit. It's all a bit close and compact at the moment. Fernandez not really doing a lot with it here. Found Garnacho though. Oh, wonderful stuff. Now Fernandez again. Fernandez trying to wait for Huijsen to be onside. Huijsen's put it down. Oh, what a goal. Manchester United level as we approach half time. Roberts Huijsen. An absolute belter. Wonderfully worked. And that is much more like it from Manchester United. They've certainly been behind in this first half, but a wonderful pass there from Fernandez. But Huijsen had to do all the rest, and he did. It came off his back, went to the other side of his foot, and somehow he put that in past the keeper. That is a wonderful, wonderful effort by Huijsen there. That's a goal worthy. And we are all tied up here in the Community Shield, and Manchester United looking to do it to City again. And it is 1-1 now. We're entering 4 minutes of added on time. Probably might be a bit more now. Huijsen got that goal very late on. Here's John Stones. Back to Kyle Walker. And now it's Manchester United somewhat in the ascendancy here. It's been all City so far, aside from that moment. Foden, and now Luke Shaw is really getting that mistake out of his system. And Bissaka, wonderfully done. City do seem a bit slow down the wings. Maybe United should really exploit that more often. Seems to be a rather glaring weakness that Pep Guardiola might have to talk about as we go into the half-time break. Well, it's been a scintillating game so far. Phil Foden punishing Luke Shaw for a mistake, but Manchester United, as we've said before, showing that awesome resiliency, and Rasmus Højlund got a belter. We're 1-1 at the break. It's a good game here. Welcome back to the second half here at Wembley for the FA Community Shield. One of a two-parter for the day. Later on, Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid, the European Titans, will be taking on another European Titans in the form of Atlanta for the UEFA Super Cup final later tonight. We have a substitution in the offing for Erik ten Hag. He has taken off Luke Shaw to be replaced with, I believe it's Diogo Dalot. There he is, as we restart this second half. Manchester United getting a bit more into the game as the half wore on. But it's City who took the lead through Phil Foden. And some will tell that maybe that's why Shaw was rather axed, rather quick. To be honest, a bit of a ruthlessness there from Ten Hag, but let's see how it pays off. If it pays off, then he'll be another hero. It'll be another hero moment for a man who's not had a lot to speak of in hero moments, but the FA Cup certainly was a good start. And if he gets the win here today, it'll certainly calm things down. That's the Manchester United hot seat there for a little bit. Here's Rodriguez. So, to kick off the Premier League season, Manchester United will be taking on Fulham, but our live coverage for this first weekend of the year will be at the Emirates Stadium on the N5 as Arsenal will take on Wolves. But first, we'll have the UEFA Super Cup issue to deal with later tonight. It's going to be a bit of a Herculean task for Atlanta, but they are the Europa League winners for a reason. But even that will be able to stop the might that is Real Madrid. Just mentioning that name is a shivering prospect for opponents. No doubt about that. Oh, and Garnacho coming up with a flick there, and now here's Hojlund. And Edison there, gathering that up. Didn't look at all confident, did he? Not all confident anyway. The goalkeeper of his calibre can overturn that. It's a wonderful move there by Garnacho. I think he came up with it rather than getting the ball himself. Manchester United done very well at the back despite Shaw's mistake. Saka's definitely been a man of the match nominee so far. Rashford's gone down. That might be a booking for, I believe that's Kyle Walker down there. It certainly is. I've got to get another look at that. And here we go on the replay. Oh no. Maybe you could argue Rashford does make a bit of it, maybe a little bit. I don't even think Walker even caught Rashford, to be fair. It's a shame we didn't get another look at that. That went very, very fast, to be fair. Tomini. Garnacho. Manchester United starting to feel a little bit more into this game. Garnacho is in the box. It comes towards Fernandes, but Kyle Walker gets it away. Here's Haaland. It's 1-on-6 for Erling Haaland. Never impossible for him. Foden. Foden's got clear of Wan-Bissaka. Now Foden is in the box. It's going to be a tight out for Grealish. And Onana's made a save. And, well, I don't know what more Grealish could have really done there. That's a free kick. And given against the foul there. And Julian Alvarez has come on for Jack Grealish, the first roll of the dice with Pep Guardiola. De Bruyne, rather, with a free kick and Foden. And that was wonderful. He just dipped away. Phil Foden. And that's not really a good view of the chance, so I apologise. He's dipping and looping everywhere. I don't think Onana was even sure where that was going to end up. What a header. Ugh, very unfortunately he didn't score. Fernandes probably could have done better there. And first in the Premier League docket for the season for Manchester City will be against Chelsea and their new manager. That's a good first test for him against the Premier League champions, Haaland. And he's offside. De Bruyne made the space for himself. And Haaland steps outside, literally. That was very unfortunate. Well, It's been very well documented that what Martinez lacks in size, he makes up in warrior spirit. And that is a very admirable trait. Carl Walker just picking off that pass from Mainu there. Here's De Bruyne. Here's Casella. McTominay. Martinez, he almost got caught out there by Haaland. Manchester United just looking very slow and lethargic still under Erik ten Hag. He did pick up the pace. There's Wan-Bissaka. He's gone down. And advantage has been gained. Wan-Bissaka with a cross. It's gone over Hujla, but here comes Fernandez. And that's a great save by Edison. That was a stunning save. And it was all the goal to aim at for Bruno Fernandes. He ran out of space to look at on that one. That was rather unfortunate for him. I wonder if the referee will bring it back for a foul against. Yes, he is. He's certainly going to. That's going to be Roger in the book. It was a pretty harsh challenge, to be fair. Wan-Bissaka, wonderful effort to get back there on his feet and keep running with the ball. And with that, Manchester United make a substitution. Marcus Rashford is making way, as is Alejandro Garnacho. Jadon Sancho is coming on, which is very interesting. He's returned to Manchester United, but the question will be, very much like McTominay and Wan-Bissaka, how long for? The fallout between him and Ten Hag was very well documented. Amad Diallo has come on for Marcus Rashford. Jadon Sancho is the one coming on for Alejandro Garnacho. So, Ten Hag has seen, and the wing play is a very potent offense. Not offense, but option, we should say, and he's looking to freshen that up a bit, which could prove to be a great idea. But yeah, return of Jadon Sancho for today, but how much longer will that happen? Well, if Ten Hag had faced the door, then it probably would have been very different. But fan pressure told in that instance. So if it doesn't work out for Jadon Sancho at Manchester United and he's off on the road again, I wonder if fans will come to regret that decision. Alvarez. Let's hope not. But Manchester United still need a lot of work to do. And that's a good save by Arnold. Let's be honest here. Manchester United's problems run deeper than Erik ten Hag right now. That is for definite sure. Foden. And saved by Nana. I'm very happy with that. Well, like I said earlier, if Onana did more of this consistently, I don't think United would have that much problems. But as I said, he was very much like David De Gea used to, where he made the splendid saves, didn't really do them often enough, but turned out to be an absolute legend. So if Onana is heading in that direction, like I said, United fans will happily take it. Here's Diallo. He was all on his own with no one to support him, but he's going to go for it, and he's passed Foden in the process. Now Fernandes, and now Rasmus Højlund! He scored! 10 minutes to go, and Rasmus Højlund has got a second, and he hit that with authority. He always finds a way, doesn't he, Erik ten Hag? He's been against the ropes for a while now. But that Manchester United A plus resiliency. It never goes away, and that is a thump and half by Rasmus Højlund, to be fair. That's an authority statement. Well, 3 in 3 for Erik ten Hag at this very moment. That'd be 3 in 3 seasons, of course. Carabao Cup 2 years ago. FA Cup last season. Community Shield this one. Well, he's got 10 minutes to hold on now. Manchester United 2, City 1. And City, once again, against United, looking a little bit more off the gas than usual. Bernardo Silva had come on in a substitution. Foden catching out Wan-Bissaka. He's been a problem man for United all afternoon. De Bruyne. For a rocket outside the box. I think it was blocked by Martinez of all people. Here's Jadon Sancho. And here is Højlund. Højlund's on his own. He's got to score. He's got all the goal to aim at. And he failed to score. He came back up with the ball. Edison made himself big, to be fair. Every credit to him. But Højlund had to score there. It's a wonderful turn by Haaland. But he's run into Johnny Evans. What a phenomenal play that is by Evans. Højlund urged to shoot. Unfortunately for him, it didn't come off. Well, should Højlund be on a hat-trick? That'll be a question. It'll all be forgotten about in 5 minutes' time. If Manchester United win this match, it won't matter. Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United certainly brightened up since the introduction of Diallo and Sancho, that's for sure. It's all livened up now. Manchester United is attacking with brisk pace. And I have no idea where the ball's gone. What is going? Oh, it's Wan-Bissaka having to gather the ball there. And Diallo, well, I don't think he knew it was coming. And a bit loose in the possession there, United. They have had that problem this afternoon. It's all what happens on the scoreboard on the top left. It tells the story of the match. Here's Sancho. He's going to run out of gas against John Stones there. And Sancho is a bit rusty, let's be honest. Although he has played for Borussia Dortmund the last year, of course. Here's Bernardo Silva. As we enter added on time, we have 5 minutes. Good header by Evans. Evans and Wan-Bissaka, definitely my picks for man of the match this afternoon. Along with Højlund, to be fair. It is looking like another red letter day in Manchester, leading to a trophy again. Erik ten Hag has promise and potential here, and the fans saw it. And that's why there was that open letter requesting him to stay. And very much right now, it's looking vindicated. De Bruyne, oh, and what a save by Nana that was. Dallo, all sorts of confusion there. That almost went horribly wrong. Well, those fans, they made their point. And so far, it's working. Could just get some consistency in the league. Of course, Manchester United were riddled with injuries last season. Let's not forget that. They did have injury problems. And that's why the squad has been heavily reinforced with Giroud and Mazawi coming in for Bayern Munich, perhaps. 30 seconds left. Foden with the corner. And it's Walker. And that is cleared away. And that is surely the end of the game. It's another trophy for Erik ten Hag. He's making it work somehow, isn't he? He's been against the hot seat since the FA Cup final. But 2 trophies in quick succession may just cool it a bit. And like we said, if they could get this kind of consistency and resiliency in the league, who knows where they might end up. Still work to be done. Let's not get away from that fact. Still a lot of work to be done. But right now, United win another one. It's never really bigly received, but it's a trophy nonetheless. The likes of David Moyes and I think Jose Mourinho won it for a time as well. And Alex Ferguson, well, he won a lot more of them. But here today, Erik ten Hag grabs another trophy for his cabinet. But what will happen beyond here could be really telling indeed. As Manchester United win, it wasn't convincing by any means, but very much like Manchester United in the past, you don't have to be convincing as long as you win. Manchester United 2, City 1.